At home, he has Liev, yoga, all the variations of.
Wait, yeah, for that spelling, yeah, it's Liev. Yeah. What? That's not my name. Oh, look, they have orange, my favorite color. Okay, so I get to have two names? Where should I put it so it doesn't get in my hair? I need to have like longer sleeves. My hair on my belly like that? Yeah, that's yours. That's supposed to be on yours. How about we put it on your chest? What?
Oh.
Anyway, I have a friend who lives in New York. How can I get her? Do you have to purchase?
No, it's free flipbook.
I got two. Do you want a name tag?
You do it.
Yeah?
Lily.
We'll have it and go to
I'm
CCR
guessing it's that link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. My brain for a moment was like, what do you need to do that?
Same residential facility. I talked to her on the phone and we FaceTime with her.
Nice.
She gets a special delivery of that.
Nice. So, talk to Brenda today. In good spirits.
Very good.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to know who I am. I got two names. Yeah. You don't want to skip names then? You don't have to explain all of them. Huh? You want me to explain? What if I just keep it? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can see this. This is kind of creepy.
I see you guys. Oh. Is that where? No, it's not that one, is it?
Where's the?
Where is it? Where is it? How are you?
Give Ella a tag me.
Yeah. What is she? Oh, she has another name tag.
This one says Joan. It's for my friend sitting over there. Because I went up to make one for me. This says Deborah.
Oh,
Can you tell her your name?
let's see.
What's your name?
My name is Deborah. What is your name? Liev with 2 syllables.
Yeah. 2 syllables. Yeah.
Camera is.
Good job.
And then that's gonna be nice.
If we need to.
Bye.
Is that it?
Must be. Must be.
Are they on? Is it working?
Yeah, they say that our friends. Oh, sorry, the friends say they can see us.
Come over here. Come here. Say hi to them. It's working.
Hi.
No, over there. Say hi to them.
Hi.
Good job. Well done.
We'll see it in about 15 seconds.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Do you want to wave to Nona? You want to wave to Nona?
And that camera right over there.
Wave to Nona over there. Wait. Besitos? Besitos.
That is a doll.
Well, in the camera. The camera is that. See that ball? Or that one? One of them.
Right here.
The
Let me show
big
you.
one, yeah?
This
Yeah,
right
that-
here.
that's the camera.
the camera right there.
And Nona can see it.
Isn't that cool?
She's watching.
The camera inside there.
Can I see it? Right there. Yeah, no, I can see it.
They're in there.
Yeah, they're in there. They're,
Right there.
they're somehow in there. How could people be inside there?
I asked our president if he was coming today because I wanted to ask.
Oh my God.
When you said he got a booster and a shingle shot.
You got a shingle for a shingle.
Wild card. Wait. We gotta leave room for the person behind you. They have legs too.
You have to do two.
Yeah,
They do two. One back to back.
What's the vegetable?
That's not right. Fair enough.
Right here? Right here?
Shabbat Shalom. We are on page 14. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Olchem Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome those of you that are in the courtyard and those of you that are joining us online as well. It's so nice to be here. What a beautiful day it is. It's so nice to also be in our courtyard. We don't know how many more services we're going to have this summer in the courtyard. I think we may have one more. We'll see. I don't know. We don't know. But we're going to be doing this courtyard. We're very much so looking forward to be doing this courtyard, which will be coming up relatively soon. But you know, today is a wonderful day, don't you think? Just beautiful day. But it's also someone's birthday today. Someone's birthday who was born 3 years ago today. And it was kind of a traumatic experience. We didn't get the naming done, and then COVID happened, and well, we got to name the poor kid. We can't keep calling him "Hey You" after 3 years. So it's time to welcome Lev Mazo into our synagogue officially. So Lev, why don't you come up here? Why don't you bring your parents with you, Ilya and Justine? And let's do this. Let's give you a name. Let's give you a name, boy. Why don't you guys pick one so we can all look at this? I want you to look at this young man. In all seriousness, Ev is a beautiful soul. He speaks really well. Come closer. He speaks really well, don't you? You speak really well. You said hello. You want to say hello to everyone? Why don't you say hi?
The microphone.
Yeah, very nice. He's very sweet. So we're gonna give you your Hebrew name. Is that okay? Far out. Eternal God, these joyous parents stand here, the voice, the thanks of their hearts through prayer. Give them the wisdom to teach their child to be faithful to the heritage of the household of Israel, so long as he has many good snacks. He does. Keep open the eyes of his spirit that he may ever be conscious of the beauty and wonder of your world. Let him learn to love the goodness that is in each person, that he may nourish the goodness you've implanted within him. We humbly ask for him the courage to face disappointment and pain, and the ability to transcend them. Grant him health of mind and strength of body, that he may enjoy fullness of years and live his life in fullness of spirit. Your turn.
Source of all life, our hearts are filled with joy for the new life which has been entrusted to us. Not with words alone shall we voice our thanks, but with our striving to rear our child with love and understanding and tender care. May he grow up in good health and with the constant support of our family and friends. Bestow your blessing on our child, that he may grow up with strength of body, mind, and spirit. May he learn to love all that is good and beautiful and true, to be a blessing to society and a joy to himself. May our child find his way in the paths of Torah and good deeds as a loyal member of his people, always faithful to the covenant.
We dedicate our child to Torah, to never-ending fascination with study and learning.
Yeah, the Browns are interesting. The birds.
But the book will never be alone. We dedicate our child to God. To never-ending growth as a human being capable of giving and receiving love. With a loving image, he will never be alone. We dedicate our child to Seem to Live, to a never-ending concern for family and community, justice and charity.
We all want to do that too.
If he cares for others, he will never be alone. We pray for wisdom to help our child achieve these things, to fulfill the needs of his mind and body, to be strong when he needs us to be strong, to be gentle when he needs us to be gentle, but always there will be there when he needs us. The birth of a child is a miracle of renewal. We stand together this day contemplating a miracle.
Justine, Ilya, you guys are amazing people, and I can't imagine that 12 years ago at your wedding, I think it was 12 years ago.
Yeah,
I think it's 12 years ago. Better be right. Here we were underneath the chuppah in Santa Cruz. Little could we ever imagine this. This is so exciting. So my dear friends, may you dedicate yourselves to give your holiest of gifts, that of love and respect, to this new person whom you brought before us to be named. And may you ever give freely of yourselves, so that in time's fullness, your love will bestow upon this child the gift of freedom. May joy ever accompany such giving and receiving. He is such a loving soul. So let's talk about the names. So the first name is Lev, which is Hebrew for heart. And second name is Raphael, which means healing. A healing heart. What a great name. Talk about the names you've chosen. What were you thinking?
So, well, actually, it combines both the Hebrew and then his, well, not English, but birth names. So, Lev, right, as you explained, is heart, and then in Russian, his name, Yev, is lion, and then Raphael, and Raffaele, which is the Italian version that we took for him, they both mean healing. And so for us, his name means the heart of the lion heals. You want to say hello?
Hello.
And on some level, that's what he's brought to you to.
Yeah.
And that's pretty exciting. You want to make one more statement, and then we're going to do a blessing in a
Do you
second.
want to say hello, Nona?
Hello, Mama.
Hello, Grandpa Joe.
Hello, Grandpa.
Besitos.
אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו קיים את הילד הזה לאביו ולאמו וקרא שמו בישראל לב רפאל בן אליה. ישמח האב ויוצא חלציו ותגל אמו בפרי בטנה. זה קטן גדול יהיה. כשם שנכנס לברית כן ייכנס לתורה ותפעל מעשים טובים. Our God and God of our ancestors, sustain this child and let him be known in the household of Israel's Lev Raphael. May he bring much joy to his parents, his grandmother, his grandparents, and to all of his family and friends that are with us. As he's entered into the covenant of Abraham and Sarah, so may he enter into the life of Torah, the blessing of family life, and the practice of goodness. Enough already of
Yes.
this. So let me bless you. One little blessing.
It's a little easier with the
You
baby.
want to hear the cantor? Want to hear the cantor? She sings so pretty. But she's going to sing a prayer to you with me, okay? We're going to do that. Let's go close to the family. Just like we did underneath the chuppah, with one major
Well,
addition.
yeah, take your name tag. It's very important.
So I invite all of us to lift our hands as we have the honor of blessing this wonderful family. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God's radiance shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God always be a source of strength, wholeness, completeness, and peace in your lives. As we all say together,
Amen.
we ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. We praise you, our God, guiding spirit of the universe, who gave us life and kept us safe and helped us reach this beautiful moment as we all say, Amen. So we have one song Kenner's going to sing. Would you guys like to sit down for a minute? That may be best for him.
Yeah.
We have one more piece we wanted to.
All right.
And I wanted to
May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds still to come. May you trust in generations past and yet to be. May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your eyes shine with the light of holy words, and your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. May your lips ever speak wisdom, your fulfillment be in justice, even as you ever yearn to listen to the words of the holy ancient one of old. May you live to see your world. May you live to see your world. May you live to see your world
Beautiful. Mazel tov. We continue on page 15 with Lechadodi. We continue the lighting of our Shabbat candles on page 19. I'd like to call upon a member of our Board of Trustees, Suzanne Boxer-Gaspin, to lead us. Page 19.
In every beginning there is darkness, The darkness of chaos seems eternal, yet form emerges, light dawns, and life is born.
In the beginning, the Most High made heaven and earth.
In every beginning there is darkness, the darkness of ignorance, which smothers human dignity, the darkness of fear, which chokes the creative will, the darkness of tyranny, which stifles freedom.
The Most High said, "Let there be light."
The Shabbat candles celebrate the divine power that makes for life and light. Which may not be easy.
Yep. Exactly. Now that we've welcomed Shabbat, I invite us to welcome the person next to us, wish them a Shabbat Shalom, and then Cantor can lead us in prayer. We continue on page 21. 21, we continue responsively. Now Shabbat is with us. Now reach out for the divine in ourselves and in the world.
In freedom, each of us seeks the Sabbath of the soul.
Here, time and place invite our commitment to the ancient purposes that are our present hopes. Now time and place are one, bringing promise of triumph over anguish and despair. And when we shall have gone from this place on our separate ways, may our words and promises bring fulfillment and peace.
Their words and promises become deeds, bringing fulfillment and peace.
In this sanctuary, we seek to free ourselves from the fears and conflicts that estrange us from one another.
May our words and thoughts give us hope and strength.
We therefore claim the eternal power in the universe that helps us to grow in understanding and love and leads us to freedom. We continue with our call to worship, Baruch Hu, on page 24. You'll notice with this particular Siddur, there's arrows pointing up and arrows pointing down. The arrows pointing up, that tells you if you're able to please rise. If arrows pointing down, that tells you if you're able to please be seated. So as we turn to page 24, your eyes are, of course, glancing the bottom of 23. Well done. Page 25. Exactly. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chokhmah poteach she'arim, v'tvuna meshana itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'mesater et hakochavim, u'mishmerotehem barakir kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום מביא לילה, ומבטיח בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב אביב. Page 27. I think that 28. And how unyielding is the will of our people Israel, after the long nights, after the days and years when our ashes blacken the sky, Israel endures, heart still turned to love, soul turning still to life.
So day and night, early and late, you will rejoice in the study of Torah. You will walk by the light of mitzvot, hear our life and the length of our days. Praise be the source of life and love.
Right, as we turn to page 29 and take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Another deep cleansing breath in.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated as we continue on page 30 with Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבדיך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Join together. You shall love the eternal your God with all your mind, with all your strength, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I, the Eternal, am your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal, am your God. We worship the power that unites all the universe into one great harmony. That oneness, however, is not yet. We see imperfection, disorder, and evil all about us. But before our eyes, a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. These two we've known in some measure. There's evil enough to break the heart, good enough to exalt the soul. Our people has experienced untold suffering and wondrous redemptions. We await a redemption more lasting and more splendid than any of the past. When will redemption come?
When we master the violence that fills our world.
We look upon others as we'd have them look upon us.
When we grant to every person the rights we claim for ourselves.
Once we were in bondage, then we were free. In this first liberation, our people saw revealed the power of the Most High. They perceived that God's presence redeems time and event from the hands of tyrants. We too acclaim the power that makes for freedom. We sing the song that celebrates our deliverance from Egypt and all bondage. Page 33. Page 34.
Shomre השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש.
We now focus on our central portion of our worship, our tefillah on pages 36 and following.
Adonai sefatai tifta ufia b'teilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, and my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Omer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Adon, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, U'mehi Geula libnei bneihem, Le'man Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magid, Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, B'chayei hakol Torah ve'Hoshia, Mori atah, Lechakel chayim le'chesed, Lechayei hakol ve'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato, Mishnei Avar, Mimamocha B'yurot, U'midol Melech, Melech Levit U'mechayem, U'matzmiach Yeshua, Ve'emonata Havayot Avo, Baruch atah Adonai, V'chayei Ha'avo. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yehallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. Page 43. We join together. We give thanks for the return of our people to Zion, remembering the pain of her birth. We pray that now and always she may have peace and safety. We give thanks for the freedom in this land. We pray for the peoples of every continent. May their highest hopes be made real, the noblest visions fulfilled. Praise be the strength and love that makes every land and people grow toward justice and right. Page 45. We live in two worlds, the one that is and the one that might be. Nothing is ordained for us, neither delight, like that, or defeat, neither peace nor war. Life flows and must freely choose. We can, if we will, change the world that is into the world that may come to be. As you're taught from of old, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from deceitful speech.
Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it.
Be of the disciples of Aaron, loving peace and pursuing it.
Loving all human beings and bringing them to the Torah.
The whole Torah exists only to bring peace, as it is written.
Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace.
Let justice dwell in the wilderness, righteousness in the fruitful field.
For righteousness shall lead to peace. It shall bring quietness and confidence forever.
Then all shall sit under their vines and under their fig trees.
And none shall make them afraid.
So I invite you just to close your prayer book, your Siddur, for just a moment. I always like to offer a little bit of a Devar Torah before we enter into our silent reflection. This week, Ma'aseh is an interesting portion as we get close to finishing. It's actually the last portion of the book of Numbers. That means Deuteronomy is next week and around the corner. And this portion is interesting in a lot of ways. But one of the biggest parts of this portion is it's a discussion about boundaries, as it talks about the boundaries of Canaan, soon to be the land of Israel. And boundaries are such an important concept for all of us, isn't it? Think about it. As we learn in our lives, as we grow up, we learn about boundaries with our parents, with our friends. We learn about boundaries and limits. And it seems to me that in the world that we're living in today, in American society, we've somehow lost track of boundaries. Let me give you an example. What right does any man have to tell a woman what to do with her body? That's crossing a boundary, in my opinion. It's disrespectful. And to have a Supreme Court that makes that statement is very frightening to me. We've lost the sense of limits and boundaries. Why is it that we feel a need to still want to control people? We're seeing so many other issues that are going to come up now. I'm so concerned for our gay and lesbian brothers and sisters, for our transgender brothers and sisters. We've worked so hard, and beloveds, we've worked so hard to reach this point, and now all of that could go away. So I'm really focused on boundaries, because I think it's so important that each of us are very clear on where we begin and where others end, and vice versa. We have to know our limits with each other. That's what it is to live in society. And so I invite us just to take a few moments, and no doubt that's our discussion for those of us who are going to stay for the potluck dinner discussion. We're going to talk about this. I'm hoping you're getting a little pissed off right now while you're sitting there, so we can talk about it. But I invite us just to take a few moments and just really think about boundaries in our lives, because we may want to talk about boundaries out there, we all got boundaries in here. How are we with our own boundaries in our family? How are we with our boundaries in our family? Maybe we could take a few moments as we reflect. And by the way, as you close your eyes and you get into that deep place, you may hear the sound of pitter-patter of children's feet. That means you're at a very deep spiritual place. So I hope you reach that soon as you pause in silent reflection.
וברך את עמו ישראל, השלום.
We now focus our energies toward those who are ill, in need of healing. On this Shabbat, we think of Sally Emrandez, Chana Bat Miriam, Eliana Bat Chana, Bob Bell, Robert Berg, Dr. Arnold Berliner, Sandy Beinstock, Barry Brown, Rich Burns, Melissa Champer, Chu Chi, Talia Sorowski, Deanna Courtright, Ness Fistrom, Carolyn Franklin, Bruce Frambach, Holly Fugit, Marcia Gieser, Marina Gaffney, Sharon Jenkin, Diane Gilden. Yeah, a little bit. You're just about there. Yeah, you're looking good. But no more gymnastics for you. Charlene Griffin, Ted Guglin, Jack Hoff, Olivia Hand, Linda Harris, Dr. Gary Height, Jesse Jessen, Jennifer Johnson, Mimi Jones, Rosie Gurman, Janie Kalb, Sylvia Karp, Melissa Katz, Evelyn Katz McCosker, Shirley Lerner, Carol Lesage, Litia Leos, Bobby Lotman, Emmett Lowry, Austin Lucero, Janice Lucero, Gerald Maddox, Ariana Madison, Harlan Madison, Stephen Marcy, Rich McCarthy, Neil McElwee, Beverly Meador, Vivian Cooper Moore, Gunther Myberg, Lawrence Neal, Barbara Wanamaker Neiman, Brad Parkins, Gabrielle Pollock, Heidi Preston, Stephanie Rasmussen, Linda Rogers, Gordon Robinson, Laura Danoff Robinson, Iva Rose, Shalia Rosenbaum, Devon Ross, Patricia A. Rosie, Daryl Sanchez, Laura Sanders, Malachi Sorensen, Janice Schmitz, Judy Schwartz, Randall Shev, Sally Siegel, Shirley Silverman, Jonathan Stern, Eileen Sweet, Donna Thyman, Pham Tai Train, Gina Thrower, Kara Thaler, Steve Umeki, Teresa Walsh, Jeannie Watson, Brenda Weinstock, Marty Weisberg, David Wiesner, Joe Wiesner, Shirley Wiesner, Nancy Weisenfeld, Trent White, Kevin Wilburn, Bridget Wilson, Sue Witten, Sherman Wong, Yaakov Ben Ada, Brandon Yarkin, and everyone who's suffering from COVID. I invite you, if you wish to add another name, to please raise your hand and add that name. Go for it.
Okay. Alan Medina, Mark Ricardo, Megan Summers, and Doda Olive.
If any of those names on there for a while, just email them to me and I'll add them. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I wish upon all those mentioned and those remain unnamed, refuah shlema, the speedy and complete recovery. As we turn to page 101, join together in Mishaberach by Debbie Freeman, 101. Now it's time for announcements. did.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Suzanne Boxer-Gassman, and on behalf of Temple Emanu-El Board of Trustees, I'd like to welcome you to our Kabbalat Shabbat Service led by Rabbi Dana Magat and Cantor Leah Shufritz. Following services, please join us for Kiddush and Hamotzi, right in the back. Tonight's oneg is sponsored by Rhonda Hansen in memory of her father, Sam Fishoff, and also Ilya Mazo and Justine Aquino in honor of naming their son. First, Mazel Tov to Ilya and Justine on the naming of their son, Leah Raphael. We know you had to wait quite a while to do this due to COVID, and we are so thrilled that you and we can be here to celebrate together. Tonight after services, we'll gather in the back of the patio for a potluck discussion about a woman's right to choose. On Sunday at 10 a.m., our Musar Torah study group will meet on Zoom. On Monday at 7 p.m., the Green Team and Dayenu Circle for a timely presentation on important climate legislation making its way through the state legislature. Learn what you can do to support it. You can register online to receive the Zoom link. The meeting is at 7 p.m. Tuesday, Rabbi will hold his weekly Zoom chat at noon. Also on Tuesday night at 7:30, all are welcome to enjoy Israeli dance for all levels, led by Louis Tucker. Next Friday, August 5th, everyone is invited to celebrate summer with a delicious barbecue dinner after services. Services at 6:30 and dinner at 7:30. Our annual Shah Barbecue is free, but please register by this weekend so we can give the caterer accurate numbers. If you're interested in our nonfiction book club, join our next discussion on August 21st on the award-winning memoir, The Hare with the Amber Eyes by Edmund DeWall, which I can say was very good. If you're interested in Tikkun Olam, we have many opportunities listed in our Happenings e-blast. For example, contribute to Camp Newman's Avodah 2022 campaign to support abortion access. Join the Every Voice, Every Vote campaign to send out Get Out the Vote postcards. A hybrid postcarding party will take place on August 24th at 7 p.m. Check online how to order your postcard kit. And finally, save the date for our first neighborhood Havdalah since COVID on August 20th at 6 p.m. This is a great event that will allow you to meet other congregants and community members who live near you. Register online to receive your host information. Shabbat Shalom.
So the August 24th event will be online. I've actually ordered my postcards for Show and I already from the union. So if you go to the website, you'll see it's very easy to do. You order it. They ask if you want to, you can give a donation to the union for doing that. I did. And I look forward to joining the rest of you that will be doing that. We did it last election. It was really a neat event to do. It's a good thing during COVID to do something like that, to be online together, just filling out the cards. And I also just want to underscore another announcement, and that was, you heard Avodah. What is the Avodah? Avodah is a group of 11th graders who are at Camp Newman for the summer. And they're the worker bees. They're the ones that make camp happen. And they pick a project. They're there for the whole summer. They pick a project that they're working on. And they sent me a notification because a couple of the kids are students. And what Mira Nussbaum, who's a recent confirmand, asked is for us to support this organization that supports women's right for an abortion. But it's a very interesting organization if you read on it. I invite you to, you'll see it's in the handout. When you go home, go online at some point this weekend, maybe take a look. It's a very interesting organization. But I really appreciate the fact that our kids at camp are so engaged with Tikkun Olam. They always are. They always pick a project every year. but I'm really proud of them for picking this project. As you can see, this is a very important issue for our movement and for Jews, because we have a different perspective than Christians do on abortion. So our rights have been taken away for all intents and purposes in this country, seemingly. So with that, Cantor, how about a little bit of Leinu? A little Leinu action. I invite you to please rise as we turn to page 106 for Leinu. Nice job, Bob. Thank you. That was really nice of that. It is our minhag at Temple Emanu-El, upon hearing the names of our loved ones who've died recently or in years past, if we choose to stand as a sign of love and grief for that person, and to remain standing till all the names on our yard site list have been recited, then together we will all rise. On this Shabbat, we are mindful of those that are grieving the Shiva the first week of mourning for Emmanuel Marquis, beloved father of Jackie Levinson. We also think of those that are grieving the Shana, the first year mourning for James Atlas, Michael Barco, Henry Barsky, Brenda Bausch, David Berg, Denise Blue, Phyllis Bergman, Richard Berriesi, Esther Burton, Curtis Cage, Mary Cage, Ruth Kahn, Eldon Chernus, Dr. Ed Kahn, Norman Deshotsky, Rhoda Edwards, Carol Everett, Mervyn Feinstein, Lubov Katsis, Richard Gersten, Cirilo Guerra, Stella Guerra, Judy Fisher Harrington, Laura Jacobson, Deborah Katzman, Sylvia Lazarus, Bobby Lebo, Bernie Levine, Marion Mickey Brisant Looper, Rita Lauren, Barry Miller, Harvey Offenhartz, Len Pomerantz, Gladys Popolo, Corinne Ravel-Retchen, Joe Russo, Jane Sargent, Arnold Shafritz, William Shepard III, Jerry Turchin, Leanne Wanamaker, Reuben Morgan, Rabbi Marty Weiner, Lucy Young, Laura Ziffer. We also think of the following yard sites observed on this Shabbat as we think of Barbara Abrams, Louis Berlant, Lottie Berman, Maxwell Bravo, Alfred Brenner, David A. Cohen, Ruth Keller Cummings, Benny Schumann Donald, Anita Elner, Sam Fishoff, Ernesto Flicker, Charles Galen, Sidney Gambord, Samuel Gersley, Annette Goldstein, Marion Greenfest, Jim Gunn, Frida Lair Heidorn, Morris Hirsch, Fred Hoffman, Leo Ivner, Ann Jacobs, Morris Jacobs, Julius Katzman, Helen Kerr, Michael Cate, Dr. Louis Lackner, Robert Leiter, Janice Lachey, Victor Levine, Milton Lichbach, Slava Frida Miller, Robert Mizrahi, Beatrice Motel, Rebecca Muscatel, Morris Nadell, Millie Penner, Mildred Rakowski, Henry Rosenzweig, Jack Ratofsky, Joseph Rudin, Max Sachs, Berlene Salek, Frida Sapper, Lil Silverstein, Robert Solomon, Hippovito Soto, Gladys Taub, Benjamin Thaler, Nathan Schuster, Jeanette Waxman, Greg Whitmer, Joan Wolfgang, Leah Yaffe, Simon's word. Zichronam livracha, may all the memories of our loved ones endure as a blessing as we all rise, turning to page 110 to recite together our mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba, ve'amad yivrach yirutei v'yamlech malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav uzman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'av v'yitfumam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudesha yichu, le'olam mikol berchata v'shirata, Kushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran v'elma v'imru amen. Yehei shlomo Rabba meshemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'achri shekevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to those who grieve among us, wherever they may be, as we say together. Please be seated.